itself for the elbow macaroni. You do not, again, have to use Barilla. This is just the brand that I use because in my local grocery store, I can buy 2 pastas and get another one for free. So I picked that up. The next thing that you're going to use is I have a little bit of heavy whipping cream in here. It's a thick little cream, but it sure does add a great flavor, consistency to your mac and cheese. You're definitely gonna need some regular milk, and you know, I've even used canned evaporated milk in it when I didn't have any heavy whipping cream, so I have a little bit today. And just to kick up the taste a bit, I have my good stuff. I call it the good stuff. Knorr, K-N-O-R-R, bouillon cube. It's chicken. I love buy these things, you guys, because once you add them into your dishes, you don't have to season very much. That's what they look like. Can y'all see that? That's what they look like. Is that a good shot of it? Right there? They're just packed full of goodness. I'm telling you, they're just packed full of goodness. So that's also going to go in my macaroni. What I'm preparing right now is the cream sauce. So I'm going to try to cut up as quick as I can some Velveeta cheese. I have taken a little bit less than half of that box of Velveeta cheese. Okay, now I'm just doing a regular old Velveeta. I'm doing a regular old macaroni and cheese. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not doing lobster mac and cheese or bacon mac and cheese or anything of that nature. But you are welcome to add those things, and I will tell you when you can add those things as soon as we get to that point in our show. I'm gonna call it a show. I got a show, YouTube channel. Yeah. So, if you wouldn't mind, if you want these videos to keep it a coming, go ahead and click that subscribe button on the bottom. And click like, give me some thumbs up there, and you can also make a comment. You know, I will read those comments and reply back to you. What is that? And reply back to you as much as I can, as often as I can, and reply back to you to make sure that you know that I have heard what you have to say. If you have ideas, if you have ideas of different recipes that you would like for me to fix on the on YouTube, let me know in that comment box. Also, as I'm cooking this macaroni and cheese, it's all about the mac and cheese today, but I'm also fixing some sausage links. I'm going to put those in the oven. They're just the sausage rings. I'm not really doing anything special to those. I may put some barbecue sauce on them or something like that, but nothing big, nothing big. And I'm just gonna fix some broccoli. After that, I'm just gonna fix some broccoli. I don't know what kind of little bug that is, but it's getting on my nerves. All right, so this shouldn't take me much longer. I'm gonna go ahead and get this together. What you're also gonna need is some flour. You're going to need a little bit of flour, and I'm not big on measurements, you guys, so you definitely need to watch the video to get your measurements and things of that nature, because I kind of eyeball everything. I'm a little bit of an old school cook, and unless I'm baking, you have to measure. If you don't measure, you will mess up whatever it is you fixing. You will mess it up. It'll be too much, too watery, too loose, too something. It'll be too something, but it won't be too good. That's for sure. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of cutting up our cheese. We're going to make make our cheese sauce with this cheese here. I'm going to give my hands a wash, and I will be right back.
Action.
Okay, guys, so we are back. And remember I told you about my Land O'Lakes butter? These are 8 half sticks. Got them at the local grocery store. I try to get a coupon for them. I love the coupon, you guys. I'm just not extreme. But I got probably, these were probably $3 and something. So you get 8 little half sticks, which is basically 4 whole sticks. And it's basically 4 whole sticks. And they were probably $3 or something. So I got $1 off. If you can get some coupons for the Land O'Lakes butter, that'll make it a little easier on your pockets to purchase. Okay? So I'm going to drop in an entire half stick, okay, which is only 4 tablespoons, into our pot that I have heating on the stove. Now you're also going to use some flour, because this is, you're building your roux for your sauce. You want to just kind of, you really want to let this melt, but for the sake of time, I'm just kind of placing it on top of there. And you take your whisk or spoon or whatever you need, and you're just going to give it a mix in there. Hopefully y'all can see that. And let that butter melt down. And the color that you're looking for is like a beige looking color. That's what you're looking for as far as your roux goes that you're making. This is a roux. Okay, get it all mixed in. I think, now the more flour you add, the thicker your sauce is going to be. So, I'm going to add a little bit more. And that butter is melted down nicely. I'm thinking that we need a little bit more butter. I told you guys I eyeball. So I'm just going to take maybe half of a stick of the half stick. So that's 2 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to add that to the pot, so it can melt down. I'm also going to, you really want to wait until your water comes to a rolling boil, which is about 4 to 6 quarts of water to a boil. You want to bring that to a boil. You can put salt in it, a little oil in it if you want, whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and add my pasta. Again, for the sake of time, this is turned up on high, because I want my pasta to go ahead and start to get as al dente as it can while I am making the roux. Alright, so back over here to our roux. That little piece of butter, that 2 more tablespoons of butter is really working. It's melting. So now, what we're going to do is begin to add our cheese. Drop that in. Some people add milk first. You're welcome to do that. I add the cheese. And then I'm going to follow up. I'm going to add about that much cheese. to step off camera, you guys, so I can grab some more milk. And as I told you in the beginning, sometimes I use evaporated milk. I'm going to use a little bit of that today for this dish. You want a creamy consistency. That's about 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. No name brand or anything. And you just want to start stirring until it melts. Okay. I have used the entire can. It's a little thicker than regular milk, but much thinner than the heavy whipping cream that we're going to add. Now at this point, if you want to add your bouillon cube for your extra bit of flavor, you will. This is pretty soft, if you can see that. Some of them are hard. I don't really like those because they don't break down good enough for me. These right here, pretty soft. Tells you it's got some oil-based product in it. So you add your chicken bouillon to the mix. And you guys, stirring is important. Whisking, stirring, whatever it is that you're going to do to get your cheese to not be lumpy, that's what you need to do. So you spend a little time. You get acquainted with your cheese sauce. Because now it went from a roux to a cheese sauce, you guys. To a cheese sauce. To a cheese sauce. Now, at this point, we're gonna be balling on a budget a little bit, because you guys, I don't have any more milk. All I have is my heavy whipping cream. I don't have any more canned milk, so we're making it work with this, and I promise you, it's gonna be good. And what I might do, what you would do at this point, because it's getting thick. It's definitely thickening up. Still got some lumps in there of cheese, but it's definitely melting down. But you, if you wanted to, could add some more milk. Regular whole milk, 2%, whatever you desire. Well, I don't know about almond milk and all of that. I'm going to turn my stove down some. It was definitely up high. And I'm going to add some of this whipping cream to that. Y'all see that? Just add it a little bit. It's going to give it a little something extra. And you guys, I did the entire box of the Barilla elbow macaroni. The entire box. Now, at this point, if you want to add pepper, or, you know, if you even want to add, go ahead and add in your lobster or your bacon or whatever, this will be the time that you would add that. This will be the time that you would add whatever other ingredients, meat, sausage, chicken, whatever you want to put in here, this will be the time to add that. I don't really much to say. Except for the fact that it's real good. And I'm going to do the unheard of, the unthinkable. Because I don't have any more milk. I'm going to add a little bit of water just to thin it out. Just to thin it out just a little bit. And give it another stir. It's not going to hurt it if you run out of milk like I did. It's still going to thicken because you put that heavy cream in there. And it's going to be just fine. But that bouillon cube, you guys, took it up another notch. Took it up another notch. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Oh, yeah. That's good. This right here, this cheese right here, pow. Holla at me in the comment box when you put it together. Holla at me in the comment box. Holla at your girl in the comment box. Because I know it's banging. It's banging. So, I'm going to leave this on low. And just kind of let it do what it's going to do back here. I did not use all the cheese because I didn't want to put too much and then be too thick. But you know what? Bam. Why not? Hey, we're living on the edge. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. I went on ahead and dropped it in there. Dropped it right in there. Gonna give it a stir, and I'm gonna add a little bit more water just because that's gonna thicken it up some. And hey, you can always make it thicker if you add a little bit of that heavy whipping cream. So if it gets too thin for you, just drop a little bit of that heavy whipping cream in there. Alright, so this is on low. It does have a few lumps because I just added that little bit of cheese. And now, you guys, look how watery it is. You see how I was telling you? And those shells, they have those little ribs in them. They're going to suck all that right up. So, I don't want it that watery. I'm going to go ahead and drop some knowledge in there. Some knowledge with that heavy whipping cream. Holla at me in the comment box. I know it's gonna be off the chain. So the next thing on our list is we do not want our macaroni to overcook. You definitely want al dente, which is not mushy, but it's also not hard. It's right there in between. So you definitely don't want y'all see the ribs in that? It's really ribbed. Let me see, can I get it up to close to the camera? See the ribs in that? The lines? It's gonna suck that cheese up so good. So we're gonna let that do its thing. Let it boil. And then we will come right back when it's time to strain it and put it together in that magnificent cheese sauce. Be right back. Hey y'all, so you're back with Caramel Diva 01. I want to show you something. First off, look in this pot. You see how those swole up just a little bit? If they get any bigger than that, they're going to be mush. Let me also show you something. I put one on my counter, and I want you to just kind of, can you zoom in a little bit? So I want you guys to be able to see see how I can just press that down like that? That's al dente. That's what you want. This is what you want, you guys. That's al dente right there. If you can press it and mush it and it break, no ma'am. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. The deli is closed. That ain't what you want. So we're going to take this to the sink and give it a strain. This hot pot over there. Now we're straining this. Most people, some people, rinse all of the starch off. We're not doing that. We're not making macaroni salad. You are making macaroni and cheese. Leave the starch. You need the starch. Give it a little shake. Make sure you get as much water off as you possibly can. Okay. Now I'm going to place this back on top of this pot here. My cameraman is, I don't know what's wrong with him. I think he's drunk. Alright. Now, here we go, you guys. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit and give my few pieces of cheese a moment to just kind of melt down a little bit. It's pretty good. That's a pretty good sauce, you guys. It's not too watery. It's not too thick. To me, okay? It's all depending on how you want it. Alright? So, I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in. And I'm going to go home. Alright, so what we're going to do, take these macaroni and take them for a cheese bath. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Now, just take a moment and be nice. Don't go in and rah, 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 to your macaroni. Be nice and just fold it over. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Let everybody get married. Let's get married. Alright? Let everybody get married. The cheese is the bride. The macaroni, see, that's the groom. The cheese is the bride. She melts all into that groom. Do y'all see this? Turn it down some. And guess what, you guys? That's your macaroni. That's it. And that's all. You can add your pepper. You can add your lobster at this time. You don't have to put it at the cheese time if you want. You can add your already cooked chicken, your shredded chicken. You can add your sausage, your bacon, whatever type of meat you desire right now, and fold it in. Make sure everybody gets a little bit of that good cheese sauce that you just made. It's fabulosity. It's fabulous, you guys. It's fabulous. I promise you. I already tasted cheese sauce. So guess what? The macaroni is an added bonus. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of pepper in here because I like pepper in mine. You've already added that bouillon cube, so that's enough salt. And I'm just going to give it a nice little sprinkle of black pepper. And I'm going to fold that buddy in again. And guess what, you guys? You could put a top on this. Put it on your lowest burning stove. Your lowest burning burner. The one that when you turn it on low, you just keeping it warm.